Hi everyone, welcome back to another What I Eat in a Day video. Today I am doing things a little bit differently because I am doing a completely themed day of food. So I'm actually going to be showing you detox recipes, and these are recipes that promote the body's natural detoxification process. Before we dive into the recipes today, I want to quickly talk about my philosophy on detox, what I think it is, and where I feel like there are areas in our life that contain a lot of toxins. So for me, detox really means getting toxins out of our body. It isn't about weight loss, it isn't about cleansing, it isn't about like looking amazing. It's really about getting toxins that have built up inside the body out. And really that means supporting your liver as well as supporting your digestive system in getting those toxins out of your body. So to start off, I want to talk about where we typically find toxins in our environment and how we can maybe avoid those. So the first thing that I want to talk about is water. And I've actually partnered with a really cool company that is called watertestingkits.com. And basically they have at-home water testing kits that test for all sorts of things in your water. A lot of us don't really realize that the water we drink every single day out of the tap contains toxins that can potentially be harmful to our body. So these at-home testing kits are a great option because they show you exactly what's in your water. They test for things like lead, chloride, nitrates, bacteria, all that sort of stuff that can clog up your system and make you feel crummy in the long run. So for me, I like to A, test my water just so I am aware of what's in my water, and B, I always like to drink filtered water. So I will have a link in the description box of this video for water testing kits so you can get a kit for yourself and test your water at home. I'll also include a link in the description box to my favorite water filter. So if you don't have filtered water at home, you can use the filter that I use because it's great. So there are three more areas in our life where there tends to be a fair amount of toxins that we might not be aware of. The first is food, of course. I am a huge advocate of eating whole, real food. If you follow the channel, watch any of my videos, read my blog, you already know that I really am an advocate for eating food that's as close to the source as possible. And to me, that includes packaged food. So if you're buying things like crackers, cereals, etc., you want to just make sure that you know all the ingredients that are on the back of the label so you know exactly what you're putting in your body. The other thing to keep in mind with food is that you should try to buy organic whenever possible. There is a list of produce that they call the Dirty Dozen, which are things that you should always buy organic. So I'll leave a link to that in the description box below as well. And even if you do buy organic, always wash your produce. They still spray organic vegetables with less toxic herbicides or whatever they're called, but you do still want to make sure that you wash them so that you get as many toxins off as possible before you eat them. The next area is skincare products. So our skin is our largest organ, and if you think about it that way, everything that we're putting on our skin is basically sucking up. So if we're using toxic products on our skin, our hair, any sort of beauty products, makeup, etc., that is going directly into our skin and bloodstream. So I really encourage you guys to, if you haven't already, start to make the switch to natural, toxic-free beauty products. I made this switch slowly, I'm still in the process, and really for me that just means swapping out the alternative when I finish one of the conventional normal brands. So if I run out of my conventional moisturizer, I then would replace it with a natural alternative. The final area is the products that we use in our home. So things like cleaning products, laundry detergent. You want to make sure that you're using non-toxic versions of those. So there are tons of great brands out there that make natural cleaners. It's particularly important to use products that are non-toxic on surfaces that come in contact with food. Sorry, that was kind of a mouthful to say. But basically anything that you're using on the counter, cutting boards, things like that, you want to make sure that that is non-toxic because those toxic chemicals will go onto your food and then you'll eat them and just not good. So again, this can be a slower transition. It doesn't have to be all at once, but I recommend that you start with multi-surface cleaners that you clean your counter with, even those like little wipey things, laundry detergent as well, because you're wearing your clothes all the time. So if you're washing them in something that is really full of chemicals, that's going into your skin, seeping into your bloodstream, etc. And again, so you can just make the kind of transition as slowly as possible. So go ahead, stay tuned. I'm gonna check back in at the end of the video, talk a little bit more about certain foods that help promote detoxification that you can use. So if you're interested in learning more about that, stay tuned to the end of the video, and I hope you guys enjoy today's What I Eat in a Day video. So I started my morning off with a morning tonic as well as my pumpkin spice matcha latte. The morning tonic is just some fresh squeezed lemon juice, apple cider vinegar, and raw honey. I add in hot water in a to-go cup and take it with me on my morning walk. I also took some supplements. I took some spirulina, some turmeric, some vitamin D3, some vitamin B12, and also a daily probiotic. Once I got home from my chili walk with Trevi, I made my pumpkin spice matcha latte. The recipe is on my blog. You guys already know how much I love this. I make it pretty much every single What I Eat in a Day video. So you can check out the full recipe on my blog if you're interested. And this is also where I did my water testing kit. I was going to a spin class, so I had time to test all my water, and I was really happy to see that my water came back totally clean. Everything was in the normal range, and I tested for nitrates, it tested for chloride, it tested for the pH, it tested for iron, and everything came back normal. So that was awesome. Again, you can check out water testing kits at watertestingkits.com. The link is in the description box below. After spinning, I stopped to get a few ingredients for one of my recipes, and I also picked up a green juice. So I drank that on the way home, and then I had my breakfast when I got home, and I made a chocolate smoothie bowl. The base was cucumber and spinach. And then I added in some of this raw protein powder, which also includes some green juice powder. I used some raw cacao powder, some turmeric, and some cinnamon. And then my fruit was frozen bananas, frozen blueberries, and a few slices of frozen peaches. Then I just blended that up with a little bit of water, topped it with cacao nibs, goji berries, and a peanut butter drizzle. So as I mentioned, I was doing a bunch of recipe testing today, so I did take bites throughout the day, but my main snack was tea and a kombucha, and then of course I also took some of the stuff that I was eating. Dinner was a big steamed veggie bowl, and I steamed it because that helps retain a lot of the nutrients. So I started with some butternut squash. And I basically just peeled this and then chopped it into bite-sized pieces, added it into a small fry pan where I added in some water and let it just steam for about 10 minutes, and then I spiced it afterwards, which I'll show you in a second. So for my veggies, I just steamed everything, and I used some zucchini, some mushrooms, and some broccoli, and I really just chopped those into larger chunks. Then I added them into a large saucepan with a steamer basket, add a little bit of water in the bottom, and then just let those steam for about 5 minutes until everything is kind of tender, but I still liked it a little bit crunchy, so I left it a little bit crunchy. I flavored the butternut squash with curry powder and salt, and that was pretty much it. So then I started with the base of spinach, added in some parsley, and then did my butternut squash and my veggies. And then I had some leftover falafel that one of my friends made me. I will link to the recipe she used in the description box below. So I added that on there. And then I did a half of an avocado. And for the dressing, I just drizzled this with an olive oil turmeric dressing, and I sprinkled it with hemp seeds. And here's my finished bowl. It's so pretty. It was really filling, but it's still really gut-friendly, packed with nutrients, and great to help your body naturally detoxify. So I hope you guys enjoyed all of those recipes. It was a little bit of an off day for me eating wise because I did go to a cycling class at 9:15 and then I had a ton of work to do when I got back, so my eating schedule was a little bit off and I definitely ended up eating probably a little bit less than I normally do. So sorry if you feel like I didn't eat all of that much today, but I hope you still got some inspiration from the recipes and I hope you give some of them a try. You guys know how much I love my matcha lattes and smoothie bowls in the morning, but what can I do? So like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I do want to quickly talk about a few foods and kind of food strategies that are great for supporting your natural detoxification processes. The first is to drink a morning tonic like I did today. Apple cider vinegar, lemon, ginger, turmeric, all those things are really great for your liver and it's a great way to start your day, especially with warm water. It also helps to kind of kickstart your metabolism, get your digestive juices going, so that also helps. And then other foods to focus on when you're wanting to detox. I'm not saying cleanse, I'm really saying detox, is to focus on dark leafy greens, cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, and also including really hydrating fruits, so things like cucumber, like I added to my smoothie, zucchini, mushrooms are also really hydrating. And then there are also things that you really want to avoid when you're trying to detox. It's really the foods that are tough on your digestive system or take longer to digest, so things like refined carbohydrates, really high sugar foods, meat, dairy, all of those things are gonna slow down your system and inhibit the detox process. So if you are taking a day to detox, I think avoiding things like bread and pasta and cheese and of course meat, all of those things are really important, and of course there are great alternatives to all of that. So if you really crave bread, you can make a bread with a nut flour or something like that. If you crave pasta, zucchini, sweet potato noodles, all of those are really great options. It's really about focusing on foods that are gonna support your digestive system and support your liver so that you can flush out toxins naturally and quickly. So I hope you guys found this helpful. I would love to hear what you think of this type of video. Do you like the themed ideas? Because I do have a few more in the pipeline that I'm excited to film. So let me know in the comments below what you think of this video. If you end up trying any of the recipes or anything like that, let me know. I love hearing from you guys. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Again, you can check out watertestingkits.com. I'll put the link in the description box below if you want to test out your own water. Highly recommend it. When I tested mine, I was really surprised at what I found. So I recommend you guys pick one of those up. It's really interesting. And other than that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in my next video.